Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I am your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host, Brian.
What's up, everybody?
As you can tell, I am not in the usual studio here. I am on location in Atlantic City. However, we never sleep on the Reality Guys. So we are here to cover episode 10 of Survivor 41. This is episode 28 of season 2 of the Reality Guys. We hustle, nobody outworks us, nobody outlikes us. So if this is your first time liking us, please like and subscribe to the channel. We don't just cover Survivor, we cover the Challenge franchise, we cover the Bachelor franchise, which is our original baby. We are currently covering the first season on Netflix of Love Never Lies. We cover a lot of other miscellaneous shows. We have a new sub-series called The First Impression Bros, where we watch the pilot episode or a random first or random sample episode of a reality TV series, and we let everyone know if it's worth a second episode. So we have a lot of other great content. We also have another permanent co-host, Kevin, who is not on this episode, but has been on from the beginning. Another recurring co-host, Waleed. And going forward, we are going to have some other content outside of reality TV that we'll announce probably within the next 2-3 weeks. Probably more so launching first week of 2022, but promise some work is already being done on that. But Brian, we are here for Survivor. This season 41 has really taken, I think, an uptick in the last 2 weeks. So I'm going to let you take us through the episode and we'll just react as we go.
Okay, I don't know if you mentioned the title of the episode, Baby with a Machine Gun. Did you notice who said it this time around?
It was Erica. It was Erica very early on talking about Shan. I know you told me last episode when I was kind of having hissy fits about the titles that it is actually named after what someone says in the episode. And funny enough, it happened within like one of the first 2 or 3 confessionals this week. So yeah,
I like that, and I thought that was just a good one for this week because I brought it up last week, and you and Kevin were kind of dumbfounded, and just for it to happen so soon, I was like, it was like the Leo DiCaprio meme. It's like, hey, that right, that's it. So I'm happy.
It was great
because now you can't like help but not notice it like all the time. Like it's always on your mind now. Like who's gonna say it every week?
I'm sure
what you're gonna do.
I'm sure like on like a future rewatch of this season, like 4 or 5 years from now, when we're doing a rewatch, like we'll see the episode titles and I'm gonna hype and hop on them right away and probably already know based off the quote who it was before. So
right.
Wait, real quick, Brian, just for the people. I know I kind of hastily and vaguely mentioned it, but you are on a complete binge rewatch of Survivor. To the point, people, I want you to understand the commitment of this gentleman here. To the point where, like, we're talking about doing other things, and I'm, like, gracefully delaying it because Brian won't watch anything but Survivor right now. Like, I can't get this kid. Like, if Spider-Man came out tomorrow, I probably couldn't get him to go see Spider-Man. So, like, you got to respect this kid. The knowledge that he'll have after the next month of like the Survivor lexicon is epic. So, Brian, I want you to kind of comment on this. We talk about a journey on The Bachelor. You've been on a Survivor journey.
Right. And it's actually good you mentioned this because originally, remember, Kevin gave us ideas like what seasons to watch. And he said season 20.
Yeah, you were talking about this.
I'm currently on season 20 now. And I had another friend who has no affiliation to Kevin whatsoever. Was like, let me know when you hit season 20. So I hit it Thursday morning at 1 a.m.
Thanksgiving.
And I texted this guy. I was like, just so you know, I've hit this. I am now hitting it. When you wake up tomorrow, you need to text me. So I want to give a shout out to Tosi because he was one of those.
Okay.
You gotta tell me. And this season is awesome. Like Kevin gave a really good. This is the like. It's called.
I need to get on this.
Season 20. Fuck. Heroes versus Villains. So it's like all the.
It's Heroes versus Villains. Okay.
I've heard really good. Really good so far. I think I'm on episode 5 or 6, and it has a lot of people I really like. And Kevin also said 24, so I'm excited. I'm really close to that because that was the one where he said like something really controversial happens. And yeah. So I'm half. Pretty much if you include 41 because I've watched a lot of it. I'm halfway through all the seasons now. And
It's so cool.
I like to take things that I take serious, like I care about, I like to take seriously. So I want to know about the things that we watch. So once I'm done this, I'll probably move to some of whatever challenges that I haven't seen on Paramount.
Yeah.
But I do watch other things. Like I did power through Love Never Lies, and I watched.
Well, no, yeah.
I do make time if we're gonna
Reality wise, no, I'm talking about the stuff we're referring to outside of reality
stuff.
TV. The other stuff that we're going to get into, the other stuff,
So
the brain melting thing.
Since I was treacherous, I haven't watched anything besides reality things. So
you're treasonous is the word you're looking for.
Whatever, treason, treacherous, whatever.
Treason.
What Bill is saying is I constantly watch Survivor, and I'm trying to be a semi-expert for the audience when we have these moments. I can reference things like, oh, well, you think this might be the dumbest move ever. I was like, well, wait a second. Season 27, episode 4, blah, 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 did this. So I can just be the
You're definitely right in that, Brian. I think it's just like how, and I'm not giving things away, but just for example, like the Bachelor franchise, we've been covering the Bachelor franchise the most.
Mm-hmm.
This is the 5th season or so of the Bachelor franchise, 4th at minimum, but I think this is the 5th season. Now we've covered on the Reality Guys between the original iteration and now the new, exclusive iteration. And just now with Survivor, 2-3 calendar years from now, we're going to have like 4 to 6 more seasons. And I think at that point, we're going to be working towards like having interviews and incorporating other people and other channels that are like Survivor experts. And that's when we're going to be able to, and then myself, because I plan on doing the same thing that you guys have done. You guys are doing. No, and I'm going to do it, but like it's just as goofy as it sounds. Like right now, and I kind of started like, I don't even know if I even told you about this, but I only started a couple of days ago. But I'm watching season 1 of The Bachelor. You know what I mean?
I would like to do that too, but that's harder to find.
And look, and that's the point. Is like what's really cool about just the Reality Guys, how our stuff will be going forward. Is that like I love Survivor just as much as you guys, but like you've decided to dive in and become an expert in it.
Right.
Like Kevin has been a long-term expert. The Bachelor franchise for me, and it's like probably a little bit of like nostalgia and a little bit of personal because of like we started doing that, but like, and because of Brian can attest to this. The amount of like feedback I've gotten personally from my Bachelor coverage and Bachelorette coverage is gotten so like, and not like in a weird way, it's been so like wholesome and awesome that like I feel it necessary now that like I think I need to know as much as these people have given me credit for knowing or like having the level of it. Like, and the thing is like, just like how you watch different seasons of Survivor where they're getting to these like, all-star seasons. That's what Paradise is. Yeah. Like we had fun with Paradise. We knew like a third of the people in Paradise this season. But these other people that like have seen every season, and some of these people have been on Paradise multiple times, even like Bachelor. So like I want to get through all these Bachelor seasons because then I'm gonna watch all the Bachelor seasons straight, and then I'm gonna watch Paradise straight. And it's gonna make Paradise so goddamn fucking better. Yeah. Because like it'll be so funny. So that's like how we are, and like it's just like with like Kevin and Waleed, or I've seen every season of the challenge too. Like, and I couldn't quote you like, oh that elimination was on the duel too, or this, and like. But that being said, that's why it's great that we have Kevin and like Waleed. Waleed just finished a year-long rewatch of every single challenge season. Mm-hmm. And that was before we even knew he was into this stuff. We knew him through other things, from playing video games. So like, it's a cool synergy. But like the whole like point of this like sidebar and tangent is that like, I think that's the spirit of this channel. That's the spirit of what we're coming at. None of us take things that seriously and respect. But like, if you can take it objectively, like a fictional show, just like everyone knows I'm a wrestling guy, you can take these things are fun. Mm-hmm. Like it's fun to talk about your bros. It's great. Like it's not a girl thing per se, or it's not a feminine leaning thing, even outside of gender, or like me. I consider you and I normal guys. Like, but like there's no reason. No, but you know what I'm saying. I don't think we're really like out of the box, outrageous people. But like that's why I love reality TV, because we can live out. if it's just like imagining yourself to the 11th degree, and that's what a lot of these people kind of come off as.
Yeah. Should we dive back into Fiji?
I guess we should start. We really didn't start.
I know we kind of just long ass tangent, but so where we pick off last is we pick up the get back from tribal council. We just had a double elimination. So another thing about the season is they're switching things up, doing different ideas, testing the contestants, and we had double elimination last week. So it was Nasir and Evie, and that's where the episode picks up at, is like Deshawn and Shan, like the beef. That's kind of like what this is about. This episode is a lot of that tension, and it finally comes to an end point at the end of this episode. But that's kind of where a lot of this stuff in the episode, a lot of camp life this week, which I really liked. Lots of camp life.
Off the top, right, in my opinion, this was the best episode of the season.
Yeah, I agree. It was really good because it was a lot of, like, power moves too.
This was Survivor.
Yeah.
There was, in all intents and purposes, there has some of the core elements of Survivor. It has camp life. It had good challenges. It had blind sides.
Yep.
And I mean, even there probably could be a fourth element, but even just outside of those three, camp life, good challenge, and blind side, or tribal council being more of a climax and shock as opposed to, I think if you took it as a literal 3-act structure, like for too much of this season, tribal council has been the rising action and the climax.
Right.
Like, and not just like the turn of events,
Right. I like when they I like the questioning, but I don't want to see any scrambling that we've seen in other episodes. Like, I don't want to watch any of that crap.
That was more, I think with the jury, and because a lot of the jury members were in that scramble, I think hopefully that's over with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and real quick, I think I want to say this. I know Bill, off air, we said this. We owe somebody on the show an apology.
Oh yes, we fucking.
I kind of wish Kevin was here to be with us because
Kevin's working, people. He does not want to be here. He's working.
Kevin's busy. He's been working a lot, and we're happy for him. But Kevin said this in the preview, like, you got to watch out for Ricard. He could be a player. And Bill and I laughed him off, and he's been kicking ass. He's ass.
That dude, man.
Yeah. Dude, he won 2 challenges today. He did like strategic reward challenge selections, and he blindsided the hell out of somebody who had an immunity idol that didn't play it, and got rid of a I don't want to give it away, but Shan, he did some moves, and that was Bill's girl, like his pick. But that's why this episode was really good. Like, it had everything you want. If you wanted to show somebody an episode of Survivor, like they'd never seen it, and they're like, you only had 41 as a way to show them. This would be
this episode.
Yeah, it was really good, and I owe him an apology, and I'm sorry, Ricard. Whenever you're on the show in the future, we'll have to splice in all the clips of us talking shit on him, and then this apology. But I was really impressed with him today. He did awesome in all of his, especially like the chat. You mentioned the challenge, like the reward challenge. That one was okay, but the one that you have to like balance a ball, those things I think are really challenging, and I think he did a really good job.
He's got mental strength, man. Yeah. The guy, he does really well with these endurance challenges. It's not about like physical strength and endurance. A lot of this is focus. A lot of this is being able to tune out what's going on. He knew the situation. Shan had filled him in. And again, that's a testament to him for maintaining a relationship where she was the one that was more the aggressor and tried to take the dominant role within their, 2-person kind of side alliance. And they had a good understanding of that at whatever point one could turn on the other. But listen, Shan was my pre-pick. I'm very happy with the pick because she turned out to be a very strong Survivor player. I could totally see Shan being in one of those kind of redemption seasons. Yeah, I can totally see that. My problem with Shan is not my problem, but my problem with Shan's game was she was very smart and very in touch with everything. But starting 3 weeks ago, including this episode, so 2 episodes prior, and you can see it in our coverage, I started to vocalize my problem that she was publicly vocalizing her stresses and
she's getting jumpy.
getting little skitsy, the stuff with Nasir, and letting the people know that she was fake putting their names in and things, and like she just misjudged just a tad a little bit. And it turned out really the only relationship that was dead hard solid for her was the one with Liana, based off that kind of excursion they got to go on together. But long story short, it's a cautionary tale. You got to be a great game player like Shan and Ricard both are, but you need to you got to keep your mouth shut. Respectfully, you got to keep it shut.
The silent assassin, that like in that example of that duo, the silent assassin is the one that usually goes further.
100%.
When they go to the jury, it'd be like, oh, they can plead their case. Like, yeah, all these moves that were made, like I was doing these things too, but you let the person be like the meat shield and do all the aggressive work and be the voice, and they get taken down because they don't expect that Ricard is. I mean, Danny, I'm going to give a lot of credit to Danny too. Danny's got an eye about like who we need to watch out for. His targets are Shan, Ricard, and Erica, and I think those are pretty good targets because Erica had a good idea today about
Erica's sneaky good. Erica's sneaky good right now, guys. Erica is sneaky good, and if they don't go for Erica, I think Ricard's an easy target. But Erica has never done anything super threatening. But she is. I saw something on a Facebook group today. Erica is 100% voted for the person that was eliminated. She is never, and I saw it. They had the pictures. She has never been on the wrong side of a vote.
Yeah, I mean those are all things.
That's saying something, dude. We're 10 episodes in, Bri.
Yeah,
never been on the wrong side of a vote in any situation.
And Shan was one of the people who was like against Erica vocally, and now that she's out, like now she can come back under the radar a little bit. Like Danny's the only one that you need to worry about, I guess, from her standpoint.
Yeah, probably. I think with Shan gone, you have the Danny, Deshawn, and Liana threesome pretty strong. I would hope for their.
Yeah, I think they're going to bring Ricard in on that one.
They would be smart to bring Ricard in because that's a definite Final Four. Remember, they need to flush out Xander. And I don't understand, and I'm going to ask you. So with Nasir last week, with him leaving with an idol, and now this week with Shan leaving with an idol, there's two idols in the jungle now, right?
Yeah, I don't know. See, I don't know how that one works because that's a trio idol. I wonder if Xander left, then it would get reshuffled. But at this point, that was one of those tribe-only ones where it's like all the people. I don't know how that works. Like so far.
But what's the rule of thumb? Is like just say like at this point with like 8 people left. Like, is there a cutoff to when someone with an idol is eliminated, then an idol is reintroduced? I would assume with 3 people left, if one of them
it's usually you can't use it before after final, like getting into the Final Four. Like so, the 5 people left vote. That's the last time you can use it.
Okay,
but
so we're at 7 now.
Yeah, so we're at in the past, like if like single like votes, like I think if Liana, whatever, she had that vote where it's like I can steal somebody's thing. I think if she got eliminated, that would get reshuffled in because it was like only linked to her. And I wonder if since like that one was linked to Nasir, Shan, and
it's deactivated.
Yeah, I think that was the other thing I wondered. Like, is that? I was wondering, like, what if like those people got eliminated, then you are back to not having a vote until you got rid of that. That would have been a really weird twist, but I thought about that for like 5 minutes when this series.
Good point.
Last week, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case.
I don't think so. I think they've been pretty vocal about the stuff, and I just wish they would go all. If they're 90% vocal, I wish we just knew, like you said, all the parameters.
Yeah, like it would be cool if there was like an update in like what happened last week and it showed everyone's idol status, like
exactly a quick graphic
now, because we don't know, like we're going to go into the assumption that still Xander's
good point
with a vote.
Dude, you know what, starting for Survivor 42, I will start to keep a graphic of advantages and idols, and I will literally tweet it and email it to CBS every week, and they can fucking put it up.
Yeah, and like
but that's great. No, but it's a great point.
Yeah.
I know that because I'm pretty sure that like Big Brother, even though they only have like like an advantage or like an immunity. They don't have a ton of things. I'm pretty sure they're pretty like
Vocal
visual
about
about like here's where things stand. Here's
yeah.
who's eliminated. Here's where the points stand.
Right.
Like it's nice. Like
Yeah. It's
like
just good to
shitty
know.
fantasy football.
Right. That's true.
How are you doing in your like you did your
Terrible.
self-proclaimed last year fantasy football? How are you doing right now?
I don't like fantasy football.
Yeah, but are you playing this year?
Yeah, I'm playing
Are you doing bad?
loosely. I think I've lost like 6 in a row.
So yeah, you're doing bad.
Yeah.
In my UDEL league, I kind of like the comeback kid. I'm 7-4 now. I was like 1-3. Now I'm 7-4. It's pretty outrageous. But I'm also that kid. I'm also that kid though that like is the jerk off one where like I've had like the second least points scored against me. So I've just been lucky. Week by week, I have like the kid that scores like no points. Like you know what I mean? So I have moderately good weeks, but like if I was playing one of the better teams every week, I would lose. But that's not my problem.
There's always somebody.
Their problem.
You play.
Bro, I'm like Ted Lasso.
Yeah. Speaking of playing, how do you think you would have done in that immunity challenge?
Honestly, probably better than some of the ones. Better than the crucifixion one.
Yeah, this one was definitely easier, but my worry is like I would lose. I would be focusing so much on holding the ball that I would like lose focus on my feet.
Yeah, it's just tough to say, man. I mean, I don't know the last time I stood on like any type of balance beam. Like, I would like to think. I think like based off of me, like just knowing like what I am, like I'm a thinner guy frame, more nimble. Like I like to like dance a little bit. I would hope that I would do better on something like this. But that being said, I have no goddamn clue. But just like you see, some of the people you think would do good, like Ricard, like you would think he would do good, and he did.
He sweats bullets.
Him and Xander were the final two, right?
Yeah, him and Xander. If this show ever gets big and we make a lot of money, we need to reenact the challenges and see how long we last every week.
Bro, it's funny you just said that. Like my dad's gonna be a retired carpenter in like a year. Like I could totally be like, Dad, here. Like I want you to build this balance beam, or I want you to build this bullshit. Like, dude, that's a great idea.
It'd be funny.
We've never even talked about that on like a side text. Like that's so cool.
Like, and it wouldn't even have to be like
that's so great. We're gonna start just doing challenges. We're gonna do makeshift challenges, dude. What are you talking about? That's so
like
great.
whatever. Like, so if this show like it comes out on Wednesdays, the Survivor. If like we even delayed it a day and like the next day we had to do the challenge, that would be really cool.
Even that, or if we like the start like before we could get to like next day status, like we could just like even if it's like once every couple of weeks or once a month, we like just get together and do. We just do one immunity challenge even, and then like whatever person has the immunity idol, like wearing it on the episodes. No, we'll get an idol. Like we'll make a good necklace, and you'll only be wearing them on the Survivor episodes until the next time we do one. It just would be funny. No, I think that'd be great. The best. I mean, that's 90% your idea. So like, kudos. I like that.
That's a good idea too. Like that's really funny.
That would be so
you just start doing that to begin with. Like somebody's just wearing an immunity idol, like or a necklace.
I'm gonna be on like Amazon tonight. See, like, can I order a Survivor immunity idol?
No, you got to get on the eBay at the reunion. They sell that stuff.
Wait, what?
Yeah, at the reunions, they I don't know, like where I'm at currently, they still do it, but they would at reunions they would have like not merchandise, but like things from the show on eBay. You can bid.
Like memorabilia.
Yes. Like you can get like I imagine the immunity idol or the immunity the immunity necklaces on there, like the immunity idol when it's like a group. I'm sure that's on there.
I'm still here. I'm literally looking this up right now.
I definitely
Survival.
We'll check it, dude.
Right.
When there's the reunion and it's live, when we watch it, you can just go on to the link that they tweet or whatever and probably just check what things have. But I mean, good luck. I'm sure that stuff goes for a ton of money.
Brian.
Is it there?
Brian on Etsy, dude. There's like I've seen like 3 already. They're like $140, but they're full blown. Bro, they have the Survivor season 20 immunity idol.
Oh wow, okay.
I might get this for you for Christmas.
I don't know. I don't know if I want it as a gift, but I'm thinking of the show as a gift figure. It's just ideas that we can bounce around that we're just doing on a live show, pretty much.
No, but I'm saying this is dope. Like they literally have full blown like replica immunity idols. I got 3. Here's another one on Etsy. This is from season 25, so you haven't gotten there yet. This is the Philippines season, and then this one, this one's pretty dope. This is from season 26. Cara Moan. This one's got like the whole thing's like teeth.
Yeah, they try to make it, I think, kind of like similar to jewelry or to wherever they are. I think it's what they do.
Heroes, this season 20, man, you might be on something because I just found a second replica from Heroes versus Villains individual immunity necklace. Like that must have been a big time season for people.
A big season, man, apparently.
Because like
how many people get to 20 seasons? Like I wonder what season 40 was like on the show. Like, I don't know. I mean, that's what's 50 is going to be insane.
No, I agree definitely. But it's really cool. I'm saying like you can get sort of like hidden immunity idols.
Yeah.
Like there's some cool things on there.
Wait till the reunion.
All right, cool.
Wait till the reunion. You'll see. Jeff will talk about it. Unless they got rid of that feature, but I've watched 20 reunions or 19 reunions so far, and they always bring it up.
Do you feel like I could get something from there cheaper than $140 though?
No, I do not. I think those things go for a lot of money. There's some super.
See, that's what I'm saying. I might just watch season 20, have attachment to it, and then just buy that.
Yeah, buy a media idol.
And so then I can feel good about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you mentioned that we've gone through the part that Ricard wins this. How about what his add-on to that was?
What are you talking? The reward challenge or the
company?
We kind of skipped the reward challenge, but we can talk about it. So I mentioned earlier that he won the reward challenge, and you basically could take 50% of the people
crazy
with you, which is not uncommon because I think it builds a little tension. But usually it's like only 2 or 3. But when Jeff kept saying and another one,
yes, that's got like that.
And he just kept going. So he picked Shan first because she hasn't won reward. His reasons made sense, and this is like what Danny said. He was talking to the jury, which is essentially what he was doing. Took Shan, which makes sense. Then he took Heather, which was odd because Heather.
But then same reasoning though. But also again, remember it's like a burn vote. No one's gonna be mad at that.
Yeah, it's a jury because I can't see her lasting more than 2 weeks. I can't
3
see
at most, only because she's unthreatening and she's a bought vote every week.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And then he took Xander, and he did it for the reasons of Xander getting them rice last week, which again makes sense.
Again, that's a great reason.
Yeah. So honestly, don't even remember what the reward was. Like, what was it again?
It was a pizza party and a sleepover and a real bed.
Oh, yeah, the bed. The pizza. See, there's certain foods they give rewards on, and like
you're lactose intolerant though.
Yeah, I know, but like I need when there was one I just watched where we get chocolate as a reward. I was like, chocolate's not gonna do it for me. Like I need meat or fruit or vegetables. Like you need something that's gonna actually refuel your body in a way, not give you that's the way after watching so many seasons, Bill, this is the way I think about the rewards.
No, I agree with you. No, and you've done like the survival show stuff too, but
yeah,
I could see objectively for me even or for anyone, but out of anything, having 3 or 4 pizzas to yourself to eat when you're just dead starving, being able to do that and having a 12-hour sleep is
sleep. I think
heaven.
Sleep is big. Sleep is big.
The bed, dude, is everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And another thing I will say that I've mentioned before on this, I don't like the lack of they don't focus on the reward challenge that much anymore. The actual reward.
Is there going to be an auction?
Huh?
Is there going to be an auction?
I know. Kevin said no auction this year, unfortunately. Yeah, he said that. He said that when we were doing the preview, I think. No auction.
Why?
Because the auction is awesome.
That's like my favorite thing.
The auction's really, really good.
Ugh,
Maybe next year. But
probably not.
yeah,
Almost sad, Panda.
Ricard is laying some groundwork for jury votes and
100%.
taking. I love when they say like I want to make my mark on the game, and he did make his mark on the game because he does win the immunity idol or the immunity necklace. And again, Xander, another guy we got to give a little credit. Xander's been doing also very well in challenges.
No, Xander's been great. And if you think, and I was just kind of thinking about that before you said that, it's like this year, Ricard has done such a great job because if you think about it, you obviously is going to have the Shan vote.
Yeah.
And if Xander is not in the final two with him, because that would totally be the Evie vote, Evie's only going to vote for Xander over Nasir. I don't think she hates on Nasir. And I don't even think I don't even think what's our boy. For Ricard, but I don't think Nasir would really hate on Ricard too much either. So I think Ricard, as far as the three they have right now, Ricard's in great shape. The only way that swings is if Xander makes it to the final two with him. And I don't know about you. I could see one or the other making the final two. I don't see how the two of them make it.
No, I don't think so. The thing about Nasir's vote is he's like such a player and student of the game. He's gonna go strictly off of like who played the best. I don't think he's gonna have an allegiance like, oh, I was on the blue tribe. I'm gonna pick a blue tribe member.
I was Yasa.
Yeah, he's not gonna do that. He's gonna go strictly off like who played Survivor the best. That's how I think this year. He's a wild card vote, I think. Whoever gives like good jury, good response to the jury, good answering questions, like he's going to do the whole thing.
He's a finale vote. He's a finale vote.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
All right, we want to move on to the. We kind of mentioned like the scrambling. Like there was a lot of scrambling today. Like Shan told Ricard like, "Hey, they're going to vote you out," and this is before he won immunity, and he's like, "I need to think about it," and then he won on one, and then. He had one of the best confessionals. He's like, yeah, and I think it's Shan's time to go. And I was like, when he said that, when the first time I watched it, I was like, like I
had in my notes, and I don't have my notebook here, and it's just so I feel so naked because I'm always so like have my stuff and my reactions instantly. But I literally know that I wrote like because of my like wrestling thing, I popped. Yeah. I was like,
yeah, he's like,
damn. And remember, that was my girl who I went for. And I'm like, this motherfucker's so goddamn smart.
He's making a serious move. And that was the moment where I was like, it's about to go down. And they did a lot.
The season took a turn.
Yeah, and like it kind of fell into the lap because like Heather and Erica were kind of trying to build something up. Like, who are they going to take down? They go to Danny, and they're like, who do you want to vote for? And he's like, I want to vote for Ricard or Shan. But Ricard obviously has the necklace, so they can't. And it's just like they're like, oh, we want to vote for Shan too. So a lot of things just like fell into place. And then Erica comes up with a plan, like, let's give 3 to Shan, 3 to Luann. And
Liana.
I'm sorry, I said her name wrong a couple times. That's a shout to me.
No, it's all good.
Because the way they did it is like they're gonna flush the idol out, or Shan's gonna go. So I mean, it's a win-win for them. And whenever they do those split votes, those are tough.
I'm surprised. Out of all of it, that's what I was surprised about, Brian, when we actually got the tribals, that they actually executed the split. I thought that the split was a great initial idea, and then that was going to fall apart in the stuff we didn't see, and then it was just going to be a straight Shan vote off the top. But to have them split it and they hedged the bet on the idols is great. Like, I mean, again, I think it's so great. And a part that we didn't, which I was confused too, is like, I mean, Liana told Shan what was coming. And Shan, for as sus as she was on everyone, like, she didn't play her idol.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you play your idol?
Just like, yeah, a little power hungry. And dude, that's what happened to these people. When they think they're in control, like, they don't play the idol unless they're like super, super worried. And she didn't feel that way. And
it was pride, dude.
And let me add some of the split votes. When they do the split votes, like, it sounds really good in theory, but all it takes is one person to break it, and and it's fun. One of those subsets can like vote for another person, and it just messes everything up. That happens like more often than you think. So anytime like, let's do a split vote, I'm like, ooh, and people are like, "Oh, suss it out." This went to a tiebreaker, didn't it?
No, it did. No, well, I mean, it worked exactly how they wanted it to. It went Liana and Shan as 3-3, and then with 2 votes for who's the other woman? Because it was all females
Erica?
that were voting.
Was it Erica?
Erica got 2 votes, so it was 3-3-2. And I mean, again, it's like it was perfect. Now Liana's got to feel in the crosshairs. Now Danny, it's up to Danny and Deshawn now next week to be like, look,
Yeah,
the whole point was to. But again, like
yeah.
her opinion's gonna change because she knows that like if the idea was if she had the idol out, you were out, and that's what it was.
Yeah.
Like,
And the thing about these things, when like if people are really playing the game, they will, if they come back to tribal the next episode when we see it and they're like, "Oh, that was a good move," like they're playing the game. Like sometimes they'll be upset, but if they're like, "Yo," I mean, I'm a little annoyed about it, but like you played the game, and like those are the times where it's like, what are you supposed to do about it? Like these people that take these votes so emotionally, it's like, how are we still doing this after 41 seasons?
well, especially these people that claim to be like student of the games and
Yeah,
they get
exactly.
emotional. Yeah, yeah, you're right. I think it's just in the heat of the moment.
Right.
Tell me what your heart said. You know.
Yeah, they're hot after tribal, and I don't know. It was a good episode. I mean, I don't really know how much more I have to add. Like even the preview for next week, like it looks like this season's gonna get season's definitely picking up, because I was worried. Like after watching some of these old ones, I'm like, this is a good season, and I'm watching this. I was like, I don't know how I feel about the season, but since the merge, it's definitely been a lot better.
One thing I'll note on before we close, and it's not to like put a damper. Again, this was my favorite episode of the season. I think you guys can even tell just by like the banter of this episode, and even like the tangents. Like we were really into a lot of it.
Mhm.
The one thing I didn't appreciate about the season, among some other things that we've talked about, is that I think they very because of that twist with Erica with the time travel thing, they really undersold the merge.
Yeah, yeah.
And the merge is usually like a big thing, and they like really trump on the name of the tribe. They named like this Viacana tribe like once, and they never say the name again. And I hope next year they realize that they really undersold the merge and just at least spend 3 to 5 minutes of time talking about that the merge has happened. I think because of how things have been so twisted, I don't think they even knew if the merge was permanent. You know what I mean? But it is obviously at this. Well, I say obviously. Next week we might go, oh, they split the tribes again for the final 3 weeks. But like, I wish they had vocalized the merge a little more.
I would say like tree mail has definitely been lacking this season. If I'm gonna pick,
There's been no tree mail.
it's
like
not.
two.
Yeah, they don't focus on it. No tree mail. It's no tree mail and no intro music. That's our biggest gripes.
And Camp Life only getting a little revival right now.
Right. Do you want to mention that Shan stuff?
Oh, the stuff I saw. So we'll give a shout out to Shan. Now, we don't want to put the stuff early in the episode to make it like preachy, but Shan did put a post up on Instagram today and talked about stuff she did not mention on the episode, is that she actually suffers from MS. So she's mentioned a lot of her hardships, homelessness, struggles with faith and becoming a pastor, and a lot of stuff about being a Black woman, and a lot of the things that like Brian and I can't comment on a lot, but things that we can respect that she's vocalizing, and that this season's well represented. Want to give a big shout out for that, though. I mean, the physical tolls of MS and the things like that, and I don't want to blame make any assumptions about physical well-being, about maybe some changes in strategy. And the only reason I think about that is it was a little rash, but you don't know how health can affect things. And even with all the other contestants going forward, and in any past seasons that don't get vocalized, but little tweaks or things can really, pain or health or exhaustion can really affect people. So big shout out to Shan. I am proud to have Shan been my pick. I hope to reach out in the future, like me and Brian always allude to, when we're a little bigger and can reach out and get some interviews with some people. I would love to talk to Shan. I think Shan would be a great person to talk to with the whole process. Why she felt it was something worth doing. Survivor, when she was dealing with these types of things, is it like, just the fact that it was a dream, or and wanting to persevere, or being normalized, or was it a bucket list thing? These are types of things I think that, like, as the channel evolves, Brian, and as we evolve, we obviously have fun with it. It's always first and foremost fun and joking. And I know that's like, Kevin is very big into like the joking part of it and all like that, but I think there is part of it where, like, reality TV, the word real is in there, and there are some real people, and I'd love to be able to dissect into some of the people and some of their fun stories that are like us, and what drove them, because we love reality TV, but we don't apply to go on the shows. And, like, I'd love to know, like, what that little spark is for people to take that extra step to, like, apply to be on one of these shows. You know what I mean? More so than anything.
Yeah, and I will say, like, the only show I would care about people's wanting to be on the show is Survivor. Like, somebody wanting to be on Bachelor, I don't care about that. Like, that to me is.
Well, I think it's a little
Yes.
self-evident. I think it's pretty self-evident why most go on. Like, 1 out of like 10 go for love, 9 out of 10 go for
Survivor. These people are actually fans of the show, and they care about the show, and like that. I've never applied to these shows, but I can relate to the passion of doing something. But like, only Survivor so far as a show.
And Love Never Lies.
yeah, I guess Love Never Lies. But
why would you want to self-detonate your relationship?
Right, exactly. But I will say, I don't think this is the last time we'll see Shan, and I really think Jeff will bring it up in the reunion. If this is something that now she posted, they'll definitely talk about the reunion for sure.
Yeah, I think Shan will get love. I think Ricard will get love. I think a lot of these cast members,
jury members get attention, and if she's definitely suffering, well, obviously she is suffering from MS, but Jeff will definitely bring it up because, like, it was a major move in the game, I think. So especially if Ricard wins, or like any of those guys that made that move to get Shan out, they'll bring it up, and she'll definitely get some screen time on the reunion for sure.
Yeah, what if like Deshawn makes the final too?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's a big evident moment, and like that comes down like, let me ask you real quick from close. Have you seen, at least from your experience, when people make moves like that, Deshawn and Shan are, frenemies basically during their thing. Do the jury members tend to punish more or appreciate more the moves?
You got to really be an asshole to lose someone's vote on the jury for a move like that. Because eventually, if she's going to be sitting there a couple times, like, the whole point of the game is outwit, outplay, outlast. So it wasn't a move that was like emotional, I think, like where it's like, I don't like you, you did something to me. It was a tough, because it also went to OT. Like, they voted 3 people out of strategic, so it wasn't like they were trying to purposely get rid of Shan. They were trying to get rid of one of them, like one of the girls. So like, they weren't like specifically they wanted to get Shan out, but they would have been happy if Shan stayed, but they got rid of I've been messing up her name tonight. Luana?
Erica?
No.
Oh, Liana.
Yeah. So I don't think it was a personal vote out like some of the other ones. Like, some people might hold it because her exit, we didn't talk about her exit where she was like, screw Deshawn. I don't even think Deshawn was the main guy here. Like, when she watches the tape back, she's gonna see if her car did it. So like, by that point,
she'll know. She said, Deshawn, you're a snake. So she's trying to steal my thing. And then she said, and you're right. I'm glad you brought this up, because I brought this up pre-show. She said, Ricard, you have my vote for $1 million.
Ricard's the one who did it.
And it's that's funny. And it's also, again, I think it was kind of self-evident that they were friends, but I thought that she put an extra little bit of light on Ricard that will hurt his game possibly, because there people already, like, we've seen, like, remember, Ricard was out. Ricard doesn't win that immunity, he's out, or at least has to get the immunity idol played for him, kind of thing from Shan. Like, there's a lot, and Shan wouldn't have done that for him because they were frenemies. So like, that's what I think was underplayed. We maybe even underplayed a little bit of Ricard, is like, it was win in advance or you're out.
Yeah. And when she watches the tape back like the reunion, she'll have seen this footage. Like, before, when she votes, she won't know. But when she sees the footage, she will definitely see. But like, her exit, like, not a lot of people, when they get eliminated, make comments like that. So I was a little surprised. Usually it's like, oh, you got me, or like, oh, well played, like good luck. It was never like calling. I've watched 20 and a half, almost 20 seasons, and I haven't seen people getting called out yet. It might be like a newer thing, but so
Am
far.
I wrong that they cast their votes before the reunion?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
They
So
cast them and then they read them.
So the footage though doesn't affect. The footage doesn't affect.
Yeah. The voting, you know how they do at the end where they're like mouthing those like, oh, boop. Like when they do.
Wait, so like how sick is it? Because I remember
lean in and like that. Like they don't see that till the reunion. They'll see that, but not when they're voting at the last episode.
Wasn't it so dope in season? Correct me if I'm wrong. Was it season 1 or 2? But like where that twist happened, where like they had the votes for the finale, and then Jeff's like, he took the bucket away and left. Like, was that season 1 or 2?
Yeah, I think it was season 1. They didn't know what they were doing.
And they just took the bucket and left it. Like Kelly and Richard are like,
yeah.
Fuck. And then it came into the finale, and they're all cleaned up and like
exactly
healthy.
So
that's so cool.
What they do now is they used to almost make it look like they were like there, and then they're at the studio, but they've done a little better. Like they used, and like Jeff would go on this journey of like hitchhiking and all this stuff, which they stopped doing, which I'm upset about. I really thought that was super funny. They don't do that anymore, but I'm excited for the reunion when we watch it. It's going to be a really good one. The reunions are always really good, I think.
Oh, I'm excited. We have some good reunions coming up based off literally the seasons of shows we're watching right now. Like this Bachelorette reunion is going to be good. This Challenge, Spies, Lies, and Allies reunion is going to be good. This, like you said, like this Survivor season is going to be good. So, like, I think we have a lot of good reunion episodes to cover too. Yeah. The content, people are the content world's treating us well right now, Bri.
Yeah, a lot of stuff to watch. And I don't know how much more I have to say about this episode, but I want to like thank all the subs we've gotten, we got a lot of comments recently, and I really appreciate that. So definitely keep doing that for us, because we want to talk to the people.
We want to talk to the people, and again, the subs, we don't care. We were doing this when we had 3 subs. We're not going to lie, it helps, but more so it helps in the fact that when we reach out, because we want to expand just the things. We don't just want to do episode reviews. That's why we started with even the first impression bros. We wanted to kind of change up the type. You see the trailer that started this season, and Brian mentioned, and it's something that's literally going to happen now. Even if we invent our own, like we want to do some original content too. We're like doing challenges or doing some funny interviews and parody stuff. We would love to do interviews with people that have been on reality shows or even producers behind the scenes. And I promise you, we are working on those types of things. You'd be surprised how much these people have to get approved and do to be able to even just talk to even a simple group of guys like Brian and myself and Kevin. But we promise we're working on those things. And like I said, in conjunction with some other things that we're working on, and I promise working on these other things will not take away from Reality Guys. Doing these other things only going to enhance it, because we're going to be bringing other eyes and ears just to what the group of our friends are working on. And I think it's just going to spread the eyes. And our ultimate hope too is to get more people to watch reality TV and to get into it with us. We're obviously looking to gain some of the community of people that are already out there, but my ultimate hope is to help grow the community, like of people not watching something and getting into it. So
yeah,
that'll be super fun. So like and subscribe. What do we have next? So tomorrow, not maybe tomorrow based off release, but tomorrow Brian and I, at minimum, maybe Kevin, maybe even Waleed. Waleed, I know, is caught up, but we will be recording another double feature episode on the Challenge, Spies, Lies, and Allies, episode 16, and All Stars, episode 3, which is season 2 of All Stars.
Mm-hmm.
And then Brian and myself over this weekend will get at least probably episodes 3, 4, and maybe 5 of Love Never Lies on Netflix. Maybe even Brian, we do episodes like 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 as 2 episodes. And so we can
put it in the can,
get it in the can, power it through. So there's not going to be less of reality guys going through. I promise we will not betray any of you.
Do we want to
Um,
tease our maybe next impression, bros?
Ooh, yeah. So I think so. If you knew about the reality guys in the original multiverse, everyone knows that I'm a big Real Housewives fan. More specifically, the Real Housewives of New York. I watched all 13 or 14 seasons. I started watching it with my wife, and then I powered through past her. I got Brian and Kevin to watch the final season, which is completely across the internet acclaimed as by far the
It's so
worst
bad.
season. Like by far the worst season, where they're actually going to go on like a hiatus for like a season or two, for like a year or two for New York, and reboot it, but with a lot of them, but just give them a few years to just like cool off, I guess. But there is like an Avengers series that is the Real Housewives. It's like
It's
Vacation
like an
or
all-star
something.
season. Essentially an all-star season.
Yeah, it is an all stars. It's called like Real Housewives, like Ultimate
Yeah.
Vacation or some bullshit like that. But it is like a power series team. It's got like Ramona. I think it's got
Luann's on it, and there's a long
Luann's
time.
on it. There's a couple from like one or two from Atlanta. There's definitely one or two from like one or two from Orange County and like Beverly Hills, which are like all OG seasons. So I'm gonna do a little research because it's not gonna be really spoilers for me. But I'm gonna find out what like it only started last week. So by the time we do it, like maybe at the end of this week, there may be 2 or 3 episodes out, and I'm gonna find out which one's like the juiciest episode,
All right.
and that's the one we're gonna watch. But I would love to have Kevin on that. Like Kevin's so good with those things not at worst, but like does not like get Waleed. I'd love to have one other person reacting with us. Even Emily. Maybe I can get Emily on because she
Yeah,
knows all these housewives like
sure.
religiously, and she's got friends like that's another thing. And like we know we don't have a ton of people watching this far into the video, but we'll put this out on socials and earlier in the next video. If you guys have any like friends, people that yourselves that are into reality TV, you think we would be funny to comment, and even if they've never done content or videos, trust me, they can probably be better than us. And like we want to just include, I know, like I said, we're guilty of that too. Brian's got a few friends that are into like Survivor and Challenge and stuff like that. I got a few other friends podcasting that are into it. We're gonna make a good solid effort over December to have some more guests. We need to get Kristen back for Bachelor. We
Mhm.
only have 4 people left. So again, like I'm psyched. I mean, we're as of today, bro, 57 subs.
Yeah.
So I mean, 3 episodes ago we were talking about 50. So I mean, I think as we start to expand and do those things, and the other stuff comes, and that will definitely expand our audience. I'm just excited for all the different things. It's just been a lot of fun, and especially you and myself, mainly being on most things, but Kevin obviously being one of the 3 pillars of the beginning. We loved Waleed doing the contributions, our guests, but I think this community is only going to grow when. And listen, we don't even have a like a social media page, like a Facebook page yet, which will come with the other stuff, and it's just only going to go up from here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we have everything covered. Like I said, for tomorrow's episode, I will be back in the home studio for the challenge and probably some kind of Love Never Lies coverage. But for myself, for Brian, Kevin, Waleed, Gryffindor, Atlantic City, peace.